Page 15, theme. Not much of a title. It apparently doesn't have a title, so they call it theme. I don't care what you call it. There it is. On page 14, they're introducing another ornament for you called a trill. A trill is simply when you're alternating two notes back and forth, blah, 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 any two notes, whatever. And normally the notes played are the note in the music shown and the next note above it in the key, whatever the key is. This piece is in C major, we're using all the white keys, so the notes in the trill would be white keys. They can add accidentals in a trill, so I don't have to do, I could have an A flat in there, or they'd put a little flat sign in front of the A, or a little flat sign above the trill is what it is. That indicates that you flat the second note, called the auxiliary note. And again, people don't agree on how trills should be played. There's a couple different ways. You can do controlled trills, which are rhythmic, and that's the kind that I use. That's the kind I suggest. Always have a rhythm to your trill. Know how many notes are in the trill. You can do 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do eighth notes, 1 and 2. See, doesn't matter how fast it is. Or 16th notes, 1 and a. Depends on how fast you can trill and control it. Do triplets, 1 and whichever. Chopin taught, and he'd tell his students the trill doesn't have to be fast, it has to be controlled and even. So you have to take it at your speed. I do trill exercises in the scale videos, but those are intended to be slow because we're working on muscle memory there, and you drill it in, you play those trills slow. Trill in a piece, sometimes they're quick, sometimes they're not. They show a Mozart's trill exercise. There's all kinds of exercises for trills. I've never been a good triller myself, but I do the best I can. Let's look at theme and see what we get. It's a page long, although the last two lines are repeated. Treble and bass clef. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We are in the key of C major, so do the scales and arpeggios for C major and A minor. 4/4 time signature with a pickup beat. And I want a fingering that lets me connect the notes, although the trill I may have to adjust that a little bit. So we're here, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 5, and a 2E. It fits out just fine. Those little 16th notes in the first line, whatever they are, that's actually a part of the trill. It's the ending of the trill, but they've written it out for you because they've written it out, the trill, the notes up above, and a lot of music will do this. Sometimes all you get is the TR or a wavy line or both, whatever. They've written them out, and that's kind of nice. It's rhythmic. 1 and a 2 and a. The left hand's just got chords. I didn't do the left hand. Just try and connect the notes with the hands if you can. Then you put them together. Yeah. Then once I put the hands together, I get rid of the hesitations. And then I add the articulation and these things. Staccato. As I do the third beat, this comes up. And here's another place where people don't agree on trills. Some people will say a trill begins on the note given, and you start there. You start on the note in the music. Other people say, no, you start on the auxiliary note or the other note. So and that's what's written. They're starting it on the extra notes. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a. And whether you do 3-1 or 2-1 or 4-1 or 3, don't care. Just finger it. But make sure you can connect the notes with the fingers. I was taught in college to begin trills on the upper note. I always had to start them on the upper note. Some people will say, well, it depends on the music. If it's like 1700s music and before, like Mozart and Bach and those, you start it on the upper note. But if it's like music in the 1800s or 1900s, then you start it on the main note. That depends on where it is. That's what they say. People don't agree. So it's going to be up to however your teacher's telling you to do. But when I was in college, it didn't matter what century the thing was composed in, I always had to start the trills on the upper note every time. I think there's a few exceptions, but I never ran across them, so I never got to do them. So I would start them on the upper note anyway. Sometimes you have to mix in triplets along with your regular 16th note things in order to get it to work out. But yeah. And then those 16th notes at the end. Yeah, that's called a turn. The last four notes in the... It's called a turn. It's another type of ornament. We'll get to it later. But it was very common back in this time period when they trilled. They would end a trill with a turn. That's all it is. And they wouldn't even write it in. You'd just be expected to do it. Otherwise, you would do a... You just end the trill and go on. Yeah. And some people would play it that way. They've written it in for you to go ahead and put the turn in. Now, a little bit about technique on trills. There are a number of videos on YouTube that cover trills. And those people can trill very well. Good for them. I can't. But the kicker with trills is you have to stay relaxed. Tense muscles don't go fast, if at all. So you have to be relaxed. So it's here. I'm transferring weight again. Here. It's like rolling the arm here. It's a very small motion, but go slow. And when you do these trills, I recommend that you put in the accents. Accent every other note and do it in both hands. You can do it mirrored. It's okay. Accent. Let's drop this a little bit. And triplets. 16th notes. You gradually speed it up. And use different fingers. Keep them slow. Keep them slow and don't try to no. On short trills like this, I had to use different fingering. I didn't just use two fingers. For instance, on the first trill, you could do a 3, 4. Here. And that's how I would probably trill those. So I would do a 3, 1, 3, 1, then a 4. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's typical fingering of a turn. And that's what that is. Here. But in the second line, the next to the last measure, that one, I would do a 3, 1, 3, 2. Not 3, 1, not 3. That can be dangerous. I mean, you can do it that way if you want. You can do it. But I do a 3, 1, 3, 2. And those short trills like that when I'm in college, I always had to use 3 fingers with them. Always. Which 3 fingers depended on the music and what came before it and what came after it. But here, because I need the thumb at the end, I'm going to do 3 so I can end on a second finger. Otherwise, I'd do 2. I'd end on the thumb. But I need thumb next. So I add in the articulation. And these tenuto lines, hang on to those. Connect those. They're here. The last line there, tenuto line. Connect those, all of them. You want to linger on those notes more or less, and you got to keep the rhythm going, but connect them. And once I do the articulation and ornaments, I add the dynamics. Loud. You're using a lot of weight. Well, that makes trilling a little more difficult, playing loud. But you're just using a lot of weight. Stay relaxed. The left hand just stays in the background. Now the last 2 lines, the first time is loud and the second time is soft, okay. And then finally the speed. Well, it's sort of fast. It's in the middle. And if you can't trill that fast, then do eighth notes. 1 and 2, or leave out the F sharp. If you can't trill it, if you can't play 16th notes here. But it needs to be controlled and accurate. Don't slow the whole piece down because you can't play the trill that fast. Play the piece where it belongs. You slow the trill down. That's what.